You're welcome to my live broadcast. You are welcome to my live broadcast. Today, this late night broadcast on the 18th of April 2020. One more of this. Once more. You're welcome to my eulogy broadcast for Abba Kaere. This broadcast today is specially for Abba Kaere, the president de facto of the Nigeria, of the terrorist-controlled Nigeria. Welcome as I make some analysis concerning this man who have held Nigeria and caged Nigeria from 2015 till today. He has been part of the impunity in the system. He has contributed very huge part of the impunity and corruption that you see in Nigeria today. A lot of people do not know him. A lot of people do not know him. And this evening, I am here to eulogize him. This is eulogy broadcast of Abba Kaere coming from me, Biafra Simon Ekpa. Now, join me in this journey. All of you must have listened to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast that just ended a few minutes ago. And it is time I do as usual. I have come to chip in some of the things he said. Of course, today is a very special day. I will not go into bringing evidences of all the things he have said, but I am focusing on Abba Kaere because he has been the president, the de facto president of Nigeria until this day. And according to experts, Nigeria has collapsed. Before I go forward, I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to what I'm about to show you, and This, what I'm about to read to you, will be the beginning of my live broadcast and my analysis today as I eulogize him. Now, join me. Let us go in this journey. This is from John Campbell. This was when Abba Kaire was sick, when coronavirus visited him some days ago. And the lamentation started by Abba Kaire illness may collapse Nigeria. John Campbell cried out. Little do we know that the collapsing of Nigeria is happening sooner than we expected. Little do we know that international community already know that Abba Kaire has been the de facto president of Nigeria, and of course, because of the interest and business interest in Nigeria, all of them are playing to the gallery and playing and following the script of what the fraud that Nigeria has become, what they are doing in Nigeria. International community, the world leaders are paying attention, and that was the reason why this man come to say the illness may collapse Nigeria. And now it is not just about the illness, but he has passed on. He has passed on, and that should collapse Nigeria immediately. Now, he continued. Kaire illness has significant implication for the functioning of Nigeria weak, but over centralized federal government. John Campbell warned Nigerians. This is coming from America General John Campbell. Also, John Campbell was the acting director of the Office of the Historian within the Department of State. He was appointed the position in June 2009 and was succeeded as acting director by Edward. He was born in 1944, age 76, Washington, D.C., United States of America. You see, he has risen concern over the current happening in Nigeria, especially fact that the President Buhari Chief of Staff, Abba Kaire, has been reported to have tested positive to coronavirus. Campbell warned that not only Abba Kaire illness has significant implication for the functioning of Nigeria, but also detrimental. He went further to describe Nigeria administrative system as a very weak and over-centralized. Kaire illness has significant implication for the functioning of the Nigeria weak but over-centralized federal government. Meanwhile, Council on Foreign Relations gave the same warning. This was also confirmed from the verified Twitter handle they wrote. Nigeria media described Buhari Chief of Staff as very sick, which could have significant implication for the functioning of Nigeria over centralized federal government rights. Now, this is where I am starting this evening. Do you understand what I have just read? This is coming from prominent person in the United States of America and another organization, prominent organization, predicting the end of Nigeria because they know what they have cooked in Aso Rock. They are very much aware what they cooked in Aso Rock, how Abba Kaire with his fraudulent activities were able to curtail this fraud for how many years now? And today he is gone and they are already seeing the end of Nigeria. Before I start, I want you to watch this. Before I start, I want you to watch this. invite your friends, invite all these people that are shouting one Nigeria, invite all the people that are praying for Nigeria, invite them, let them come and listen to me this evening. This is a special broadcast for Abba Kaere, and it is going to open a lot of can of worms. This broadcast this night will open a very big can of worms. I want you to invite your friend, those die-hard one Nigerians, tag them to this broadcast. Let them come and listen and watch me as I open can of worm. Now watch.
It says unity and faith, peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity, it will never achieve peace, and it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic.
And I want you to pay attention to that, the fact that the Nigeria Constitution was written so fraudulently. And those who participated in writing, in contributing to the fraud, are those you see today as Abba Kaere.
Republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system. And then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place, so that you can have what it needs to run the society. In this chamber, we try to federalize the police system. In this chamber, we failed. We failed because we didn't summon the courage, the wisdom, the tenacity of purpose, and the vision, and the understanding of what is making nations across the world to work.
You cannot have anything you are talking about when you have Fulani in the cabinet. That is the problem. You cannot have that kind of federalism you are talking about when you have the biggest number of the senators and House of Representatives from the Northeast and Northwest. And that is why you say you have tried and nobody have the tenacity to challenge Fulanis. If you are speaking like this in the Red Chamber and telling them directly to their face the problem of Nigeria and what should be done to correct the mistake so that Nigeria will become a functional country. At least if you have a progressive government, why can't the Northwest and Northeast accept that? Because they are Fulani. The purpose of them coming to be part of government in Nigeria is not to make Nigeria workable. The purpose of Fulanis in Nigeria government is not to make Nigeria progressive. Is not to make Nigeria an outstanding country in Committee of Nations. What the primary purpose of Fulani, why they are in government, is what I called institutionalization conquering of Nigeria. They institutionalize corruption. They institutionalize what you see today to make Nigeria not to progress, and the only focus is how to take over the oil in the southern part of Nigeria, which they have done by proxy. They are now in the north controlling the oil. That is the reason why you see them from the north are owning oil well in the south. That is what I called institutionalization of corruption. They have done it, and the biggest part of this, the people who contributed the biggest part of the fraud you call Nigeria today is the person that have just died, Abba Kaere. After this video, I am taking you to journey of life. So just sit, invite your friends. It is a special broadcast today.
A man from Otukpo was the DPO in my local government when I was chairman. The man did not speak Ibomina in an Ibomina local government. The man did not speak Yoruba in a Yoruba local government. Every crime is local. And the solution to every crime is local. The earlier that senators in Nigeria summoned the courage to say, we should not continue to deceive ourselves. I know that police is costly. If we are going to allow some states to have police according to their own wishes, therefore, we must revisit the revenue formula, such as more money go to states. States are where the people live. States are where the problems occur. States are where local ingenuity can be brought to solve local problems. We have only 2 months left. I don't believe it is too late.
It is already too late. You left. You served in that Senate, you left. And it did not change. Now you have another rubber stamp Senate or Senate president who is worse than what you have ever seen in Nigeria democracy. This, what is the name? The current Senate president, I don't even know the name. He is worse than what you have ever seen. And like I said, it is called institutionalized conquering of Nigeria. That is the reason why you have the CGN, a Fulani, who graduated, I don't even know whether he graduated. He said the termite have eaten up his certificate. Nobody know whether he graduated from any school. They claim he was a clerk in Sharia court. He is now the CGN. It is called Institutionalized Conquering of Nigeria. You have what the person called Malami as the Attorney General of Federation. He cannot even interpret the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, and he is the Attorney General of Nigeria. He don't know what constitutes treasonable offense as Attorney General of Nigeria. That is what I called institutionalized conquering of Nigeria. You have Magu today as the EFCC boss. He cannot read any document from Interpol. He can't read, he can't understand English language when he is reading any kind of report from Interpol. Somebody have to read it and interpret it to him. That is what I call institutionalized conquering of Nigeria. And they have ended up taking control of the NNPC, like you hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say. But now, I don't need to play this again. There is one thing I want you to hear before I go further. I want you to hear when this man said that the Constitution of Nigeria was written fraudulently, on purpose. Watch. He said it.
Can never give us progress. This Constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This Constitution can never give us progress. This Constitution can never give us peace.
Never will peace ever come to Nigeria. Never will Nigeria know peace. You see, when we are talking, we are not just, Nigeria will never have progress. Nigeria will never know peace. And the fact is that there is nothing you can talk that this man, this Fulanese, accept that this man was right. So, for that reason, Nigeria need to have a new constitution. Let us even assume that, okay, now, you want Nigeria to move forward as a country. You need Nigeria to move forward as a nation. And somebody is telling you that the constitution is fraud. And with this kind of constitution, you can never have a progressive Nigeria. With this kind of constitution, you can never have peace in Nigeria. Now, what are you doing to address the issues this man is raising? You cannot do anything because the Fulanis are not interested in the peace of Nigeria. They are not interested in progress of Nigeria. And that is why they made that constitution that way it is. Because Abba Kaere, if you check the history of Abba Kaere, he contributed to what you are seeing today. That is the reason why they don't care. That is the reason why after saying this kind of thing in the floor of Senate, nobody will take it serious. It dies there. Because Fulani did not come to Nigeria to progress Nigeria. They are not progressive. You can never see anywhere the Fulanis are ruling and you see progress or see peace there. You can never see peace. It is a senator from Yoruba land, Oduduwa, that is saying this. Watch.
Constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress.
Yes, you don't have the spine. You don't have the spine because your hands are stained with corruption. You don't have the spine because Fulani has fed you with brown envelope and your stomach is getting bigger by the day. And any day you dare raise your hand up against the Fulanis, they will remind you the contracts they have given to you fraudulently. They will remind you the money you have taken from them. They will remind you that thing you have done with them that you are not supposed to do as a Nigerian. They will remind you. They will open your file for you. And that is why none of you can have the tenacity, as you said, to challenge this constitution and begin to move for change of constitution in Nigeria if that's what you see as a problem. None of you have the tenacity like you just said because of corruption, because they enticed you with corruption and you fall for it. You fall for the corruption. That is why none of you have the moral right to rise up and condemn evil in Nigeria. And all of you, the politicians in Nigeria, are guilty of what I'm saying now. That is why you cannot stand up and condemn them. That is why when today, as I'm talking to you today, in Ebonyi State, the same place where Fulani attacked, military are killing them, military are invading them, military are burning houses. This is not like they are pretending. They came with helos, they came with their petrol and with AK-47, they start burning villages in Ohaku local government of Ebonyi State. And that is why Governor Umahi cannot talk, because his hand is stained with corruption. Any day he talk against Fulani, any day, not talking about against Fulani, but any day he stands to defend the people and defend what is right, they will come after him because his hand is soaked with corruption. He has been embezzling money in Ebonyi State from the federal government. Any day he tries to challenge them, they will come for him. They will open his file. That is why anybody that comes to equity must come with clean hand. The problem of Nigeria today is corruption. And that is why somebody can stand in the red chamber and speak like this and tell them in their faces that nobody have the tenacity to change Nigeria. In all the people that we have voted, nobody have the tenacity to change Nigeria. Why did you vote them? Why do you continue to believe in a country you cannot change? Why do you continue to pray and believe in a country that the people you voted are telling you now in this video that they cannot change it? Have you seen why Nigeria must be disintegrated? Have you seen the reason? The people you are putting your life on. When we talk Biafra, some people will say you have representative in National Assembly, you have senators, you have governors. Channel your problem to them. Do you see them? These are the people you are telling us to channel our grievances. These are the people you are telling us to channel our problem to. Are you hearing them? Are you hearing him? He said they don't have the tenacity to change Nigeria and make Nigeria workable. That is why Nigeria has become irredeemable. And every day by day, we will continue to bring these evidences to prove what we are saying, that it is not just ordinary propaganda. Whatever we say are all verifiable facts. Now watch.
This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently.
Did you hear that? So nebulously, so fraudulently. The Constitution of Nigeria was written so nebulously, so fraudulently, and he is saying it in the floor of the Senate. He is saying it. And who are the people who wrote the fraudulent Constitution of Nigeria? Do you know who they are? They are people like Abba Kaere. There are people like Abba Kaere who contributed in writing the Constitution, or at least contributing to what is in the Constitution today. And of course, some of you will say it's from the military, it is military Constitution. Yes, it has been around. Abba Kaere has been around for a very long time, and I'm going to prove it to you today. You see, Constitution of Nigeria was written so fraudulently, and you want to believe that Nigeria, whose constitution is on fraud, whose foundation is fraud, constitution is fraud, you are still hoping that you are going to have a better country. You see the reason why a CGN will be removed fraudulently, illegally, unjustly, and nothing will happen. You see the reason why someone who do not go to law school in Nigeria will become the CGN, because I said it. You don't have constitution. Your constitution was written fraudulently. Your constitution is fraud. The country itself is fraud. That is why everything that come out of Nigeria is fraud. You have fake human beings. You have fake documents. Your number one president today, the identity is not known. The identity of your president, number one citizen, is not known. So you see, from the head to toe is corruption. Corruption. In Nigeria, elephant flies. If you do not know, in this Fulani government, monkey stole money. Monkey. In this same government, snake swallowed millions in INEC or in WAEC office. In case you have forgotten. And in this same government, the fire are burning office of accountant general. This is the second time. Anytime they ask him to come and give account, the next day fire will burn the office. And nobody is asking question because Nigeria can never work again. Don't channel your energy to a collapsed Nigeria. Channel your energy to disintegration. If you are a Yoruba person, channel your energy to Dudua Republic. If you are Biafran person, channel your energy to Biafra. If you are from Middle Belt, begin to agitate for your own country. That is the only way. If you continue to hope for Nigeria, you will die like Abba Kaere. You see, the worst death ever is what happened to Abba Kaere. He died in pandemic, and people who buried him covered their face and their body. His body was contaminated with virus. That is the worst death you can die. And there is no condolence visit. Asorok say nobody should come to pay condolence visit. What kind of, you see, when God wants to do something, he do it in a different way because God is not human. God is not man. You see today, all the Biafra, as I'm talking to you today, people have been killed in Aba, Hofia. Human beings, nobody is caring about them. You see, as they gathered to put a last respect, everybody covered their face. Everybody put face masks. That is the worst death ever. That is the worst death. That is the biggest punishment God gave to that man is that he died in this corona pandemic. That is the worst death. Your family are not receiving people who will come to give condolence because nobody knows who is carrying the virus and all that. And it happened now. The worst death. Now, listen one more before I continue.
You know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria.
You hear that? The name of your country is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, you do not run federal system in Nigeria. You see, you are bearing a different name and running a different government. You see, and that was what this man who warned about the illness of Abba Kaere want, that Nigeria, very weak, centralized government. That was what everybody, international community know, everybody who is sensible know, you see, and that is what this same man is saying here, that you have a federal government of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and you are not running that Federal Republic of Nigeria because you are running fraud, scam, and fraudulent government. Fraudulent government, and you want Nigeria to get better. You are praying for one Nigeria.
What is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system, and then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place so that you can have what it needs to run the society. In this chamber, we try to federalize the police system. In this chamber, we failed.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? In this chamber, the people you voted to represent you, in this chamber, we tried to federalize the police. In this chamber, we failed. You see, I hope that most of you who are telling us to channel our grievances to our representative are watching this video. Huh? Those of you, when you hear us shouting Biafra, you say there are procedures. You have representative. If you have issue, go and meet them. Did you hear that, man? They tried to solve the issue of police. They failed in this chamber. How can you now want us? How do you now want us to give our grievances to powerless and non-entity representatives? Huh? They are only there to share cars. As the pandemic started, they were receiving the cars worth 40 million each. They were sharing the cars. And these are the people you want us to give our grievances. And even when they know Nigeria had a problem with the police system, they want to change it. It didn't work. We did not even ask them. Of course, Nigeria were lamenting. Now, if this one is not even Biafra, this is a national catastrophe when it comes to security. Now, every Nigeria complained. Every Nigeria, both Yoruba, both Igbo, both Biafra, both Hausa people, both Middle Belt, everybody complained that the police this, police that. But what happened? When every Nigeria complained, they failed to change it. Because Fulani is in control. Fulani want to control you in the south. That is why they will send Malam this and Malam that and Mohammed to come to southern part of Nigeria and become the commissioner of police. So that whenever anything happens, they will order your own brother to go and shoot you. That is what is going on now in Biafra land. That is why they are burning police station in Biafra. That is why they are burning police station. That is why they are killing people in Biafra land. Because the Malam who is there will tell them to, or the one who is in Abuja, will order the police commissioner in Abia State, the Calabar man also, to go and shoot everybody. They will go and shoot. If you don't shoot, they sack you. Or they will take you to a research center, like they did to General Adeniyi. Adeniyi is now a research fellow. That is what Nigeria has become. And every day you will say, take your grievances to your representative. You have senators, you have... What are they doing? Listen to them.
We failed because we didn't summon the courage.
You hear that? They failed because they didn't summon the courage. And they can never summon the courage because they are all corrupt. Fulani tie all of them. You know, once you win, they will begin to, this one will begin to invite you, entice you. They will entice you with one contract or the other, manipulate whatever they manipulate, pump billions or millions into your account. Immediately they give you millions into your account, they have captured you. Like they hold you like this. Any day you raise your mouth and say, PM against Fulanis, they will open that book where they pump millions into your account, and you'll be going, and your own case will be tried in public. They will humiliate you and put you to prison, just like Ojo Kano. But because Nnamdi Kanu have today said he want to fight for Ojo Kano and Olisametu, I will not talk bad about Ojo Kano. Otherwise, I have done it before. But because of what Nnamdi Kanu said in the broadcast today, I wouldn't go against that and start fighting Ojo Zakalo. So as he has thrown his weight on Ojo Zakalo, we will also fire Nigeria on behalf of Ojo Zakalo and Olisametu. From now on, that is coming. That is coming because he is our own. Now, this man say that nobody can summon the courage. Nobody can summon the courage to challenge and change Nigeria. Listen to him.
The wisdom, the tenacity of purpose, and the vision, and the understanding of what is making nations across the world to work. A man from Otukpo was the DPO in my local government when I was chairman. The man did not speak Igbomina in an Igbomina local government. The man did not speak Yoruba in a Yoruba local government. Every crime is local. And the solution to every crime is local. The earlier that senators in Nigeria summoned the courage to say, we should not continue to deceive ourselves.
Nobody will summon the courage. That is why we want Biafra. That is why Oduduwa should agitate for Oduduwa. Nobody will summon the courage because everybody is tied. Fulani tie all of now with a rope, you know. They tie you with corruption and nobody will summon the courage. And as you shout it like this, that is the fact. You have just said the truth, but the point is that if you are waiting for any senator or any politician to summon the courage, you will wait till the kingdom come, because that will never happen in Nigeria. And that is why we who are not corrupt, we who our hands are not stained in any corruption can come publicly and say the way it is. And that is why we have the opportunity to go to Nigeria and join politics and become one of you, but we rather choose to free our people to prove to the entire world that in Africa, when they say, can any good thing come out from Nazareth? Jesus Christ came out. That is why we want to prove to the entire world that Africa will have one of the best countries in the world. And that country will be called Biafra. And we will prove it to the entire world that what you have never seen, nobody will ever believe that in Africa you will have a country like Biafra, because it is going to be the beginning of civilization in Africa. That is why anybody who comes today to join you in Nigeria, everything about that person will die. Nigeria is a career killer. Anytime you left or you leave your diaspora after studying, you can imagine this Abba Kaire. Some people are reading his CV, biography. He studied in Cambridge. He studied whatever it's called, and studied this and studied that. At the end of the day, he went and become demon. He went to Nigeria and he become demon. More than demon. You see what have you ever seen, even Abacha, when Abacha died, people did not rejoice like this. But you see Nigeria, it is like something extraordinary happened. He studied in abroad. He studied this and studied that, but he came back to Nigeria and became demon. Demon. Now, I don't want to play this again. Let me go straight to what I have to tell you today. Straight to the point. I don't need to play this video again. One moment, I need to fix the system. So I don't have Buhari system today. System is going to be very good. Yes. So now, let me start. Let me start. You see, I told you that I have come to give eulogy to Abba Kaire. I have started. This is where I am starting now. Everybody, I have to address my cap. This is going to be very important. First of all, I want to show Nigerians those who will be held accountable and responsible for all the loots that Abba Kaire has looted Nigeria. But before I go into that, I want to introduce to you who is Abba Kaire, or who was, because it's now late. First of all, I want to start from this article, exposing Buhari's fraudulent chief of staff, Abba Kaire. He refused to declare his asset. Abba Kaire refused to declare his asset when he was appointed chief of staff to President Buhari on purpose. He refused to declare his assets because his purpose was to come and loot Nigeria dry. Any place Abba Kaere has served, he has always committed fraud. From the UBA down to everywhere he has served in Nigeria, he has committed one fraud or the other, or at least one allegation of one fraud or the other, and nobody ever asked question. Nobody ever were interested to dig deep into why will Buhari appoint Abba Kaere as chief of staff in Nigeria. And suddenly he became the de facto president. Now, I want you to follow me. According to this report, information gathered, Abba Kaere was asked to provide a voluntary public declaration of his personal asset by reviewing committee set up by the president to review potential candidates to fill vacancies at the presidency. Alhaji Abba Kaere refused to submit to the request but continued to mount a soft and caustic lobby for the position of chief of staff. Review committee went on to clear Abba Kaere for the position, and the President Buhari made the announcement the following day. Are you here? Are you listening to that? This same Abba Kaere was the man who championed the removal of Chief CGN Onagen. This same man. He removed CGN Onagen on the ground that he made a mistake while declaring his own asset. On the ground that he did not declare some account, or on the ground that he omitted declaring some of his account, and this same Abba Kaere, who did not declare his own asset, persecuted CGN Onagen and humiliated the CGN and removed him from office without regard to Nigeria constitution. But did you see? Nobody asked question in Nigeria. He did not declare his own asset. That is to show you how fraudulent he is. That is to show you how criminality, how crime run in his blood. He did not declare his own asset, but he arrested, he molested, he harassed and humiliated Onagen, the former CGN, that he made a mistake in declaring somebody who declared his own asset. He humiliated him with the power of presidency. Like Nnamdi Kanu said, have you heard any place in the world called presidency? What you have is president. But like we always said, in Nigeria, there is no president. What you have is presidency. He used the power of presidency to persecute somebody who actually declared his asset. Did you see the double standard there? Did you see the hypocrites? Did you see why that man said the constitution of Nigeria is the problem of Nigeria? And that is why Nigeria can never progress, because a lot of people begin to misinterpret and interpret already fraudulent constitution when Onagen was unjustly removed. How can you interpret a constitution when it is already fraudulent? When you hear the senator saying the constitution was written fraudulently on purpose, and then you begin to interpret and reinterpret the constitution, how the constitution gave the president power to remove the CGN when there is already fraud in the constitution. Did you see what I'm saying? Now, let us continue. Interestingly, cursory investigation into the background of Chief of Staff revealed that he may had reason not to want to declare his asset publicly. On the first level, Alhaji Abba Kaere, who is not an indigene of Bauchi State, listen, is said to have worked his way into the civil service structure of the state to receive benefits that are deemed illegal for non-members of civil service of Bauchi State to receive. You see, the fraudulent Abba Kaere manipulated his way into Bauchi State. He manipulated, and these are one of the things he did not declare. He manipulated his way into into Bauchi State to acquire landed property illegally that is not ordinarily should not receive. He don't have the right to get, because that is for civil servant in that Bauchi State, but he used his dubious and fraudulent way to acquire it. Now, watch. During the Muazu administration, as the state government looked to review its civil servant with the land allocation, it mapped out an estate land and pre-developed it in readiness to sell it at a discounted rate to the Bauchi State workers. To the Bauchi State workers, the land allocation, empty space of land, were sold at 2.9 million naira for 450 square meter. But Alhaji Abba Kaire obtained a land of 4,000 square meter at a major fee of 1.5 million naira. Did you see that? Did you see the fraud in Abba Kaire? He left his state, where he come from, the northeast, and he went to Bauchi to fraudulently deprive ordinary workers of Bauchi State their right. Ordinary workers of Bauchi State, he deprived them their right and acquired even with a less amount. Now, we continue here. The 4,000 square meter of the land contained 2-bedroom bungalow and 4 boys' quarter. Both building structure and the land space were sold to Abba Kaire at 1.5 million naira. Did you see that? In Bauchi. Now, Abba Kaire, who is a Kanuri man by tribe, hailed from Borno, where he served with Borno State Executive Council as Commissioner for Forestry and Animal Resources in 1990. Why I'm reading this is that I could ordinarily tell you the story, but of course I have to it is evidence, because when I come here, I come with evidence, so you see it yourself. It is not about me just coming to tell you story. I will show you the evidence and you see it. Now, he served as honorary member of Presidential Advisory Council on investment in Nigeria between 2000 and 2005. He had also served as an employee at the United Bank for Africa, UBA, where it was alleged he was sacked. Do you hear that? He was sacked due to scrupulous activities on becoming for the position he held at bank. A source said certain funds were unaccounted for, which were traced to his office. Now, did you see that? Somebody who have already a very bad history, a very, very bad reputation. He came through the back door. And not only that, he came through the back door to hijack the Nigeria federal government, to hijack the presidency. But he came through the back door and even did not declare his asset to show you he have ulterior motive. He did not declare his asset. He went ahead and hijacked the president and continued to be a de facto president. Now, nobody asked question, why was he sacked from the UBA? Of course, nobody asked that question. Nobody's interested, because Nigeria, once it is gone, it is gone. You are moving forward and going nowhere. That is the story of Nigeria. Abba Kaire was sacked from the UBA. Now let me give you a glimpse of what transpired in UBA, why he was sacked in UBA for his fraud. Here. Kaire leaves UBA, moves on. This is another report, and this report, as you can see, was in June 2001. This is a newspaper article of June 2001. You can check how many years ago, in 2001. Now, UBA finally let go of its chief executive, reputed to have been one managing director without core banking management. Did you see that? He went into banking sector without any knowledge of banking management. Without any knowledge. Do you know how he get there? Do you know how he get to UBA? Because of what we are talking about now. That is diversity, quota system. That is the fraud, nepotism. That is the fraud going on in Nigeria. There are people who are into banking and finance, qualified individual. They did not get that position. He went to UBA because he's Kanuri, Hausa, he's a Kanuri, Fulani man. And he studied in Cambridge. He came from Cambridge and he became God in Nigeria. And he became smooth operator, a smooth criminal. He operated himself into UBA without any knowledge without prior experience on banking and finance. And according to them, he read law. He read law and went to Nigeria Law School and all that. And boom, he entered into banking system and become the top managing director or whatever in UBA. Unmerited position. And guess what? He continued his fraud there. Now read. The coming in, one moment, because I'm reading from a very tiny system. The coming in of the tested banker of immense experience may become its main target. Now, do you want to see the reason why they sacked him from the UBA? Let me show you. A moment. Here you see, up to this point, I don't need to be reading because I don't need to be reading all this. Up to this point, but of course, in order, of course, it is good that you people have a glimpse, at least have a glimpse of who he is, because a lot of Nigeria don't know him. People were flying all over social media. Wow, this man is well read. This man is he has studied in Cambridge. He studied in Cambridge and came to Nigeria to become demon. Are you telling me that what he studied in Cambridge was what he was doing in Aso Rock? Is it what Cambridge University taught him? Was it what they taught him? What he has become in Nigeria today? The answer is no. That is what Nigeria does. Every Fulani, no matter how educated you are not innovative. You can never be innovative. You can never be progressive. It is all about looting and looting and looting. And I am coming to show you the people that Nigeria should hold responsible, because they are the one in position of Abba Kaire loot, as I'm talking to you right now. Now, up to this point, what the public had in mind about UBA could not happen. Although the bank had to wade through a clumsy false start, and high ambitious learning brought its initial loss, running into some 800 million naira losses through fraud. Did you read that? 800 million naira losses through fraud. You see, and that was under Kaire. 800 million. Nobody know what the kind of fraud in question. Nobody know more about the fraud, but this is it here. 800 million naira losses through fraud. And that is how it happens, and nobody said anything about it. Now you can imagine 800 million. You can imagine 800 million naira as at that time. As at that time. 800 million then. You know what it is? And the bank said they lose that money to fraud. Fraud under Abba Kaire. Fraud. Now, it didn't end here. I am coming back. Now, watch here. Also, Abba Kaire served at the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation. This T.Y. Danjuma you know today. T.Y. Danjuma Foundation as one of the members of the board of trustees. He held sway of the activities at this foundation. Most of the resources are reported to be under his control. This reporter learned that most of the monies released by donors or T.Y. Danjuma seldom reached its destination. One particular instance concerned T.Y. Danjuma expressed desire to release 2 billion naira to the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria as part of his foundation philanthropic gesture. Abba Kaire was quick to request that the money be placed under his custody, from where it will be disbursed gradually to the institution. As per need basis, Abba Kaire wanted to control the money. T.Y. Danjuma rejected the passionate appeal from Kaire knowing, of course, knowing the person Kayere and his ability to liquidate fund before it get to the destination. T.Y. Danjuma not only rejected the appeal, he held on the money and never donated it to the school. That is Abba Kayere today. This Abba Kayere you see today, that you are shouting, this is what he was. And this is the person he is. Fraud from one place to another. Now you tell me why Nigeria is broke. He has looted Nigeria. You tell me why every minister, in fact, all the ministers serving, I want to review something to Nigerians today. All the ministers serving in this government, if not all, most of the ministers should go and give thanksgiving in the church, because your debt is cancelled. You are going to give return to Abba Kayere according to your agreement. He don't do anything for free. You are giving returns to him. Now, he cannot collect that return anymore. You are free. You have been free from your slavery. You have been free from going to give money to Abba Kayere as a return, like the police does. The police go to the road, they collect 110 naira, and they will go back to the station and they give to DPO. That is what you people are doing, the ministers. And today you are free. So when people are shouting, be celebrating, because that part of the money that you are giving to Abba Kayere, you cannot give it to anybody again. That except his caucus, who knows the deal between you and them, they will come for you. If you don't give it, they will use DSS, they will use EFCC and follow you. Then you can channel the money to them. But for now, go to Thanksgiving that money is not going to Abba Kayere again, and you have to reduce the embezzlement, the number of embezzlement, the amount of money you are embezzling in Nigeria. Reduce it now, because the person you are paying part of it to is no more. So stop embezzling the money, stop looting Nigeria resources, because Biafra is coming. We want to have a safe landing by the time we get Biafra. Now, remember, this is eulogy of Abba Kayere. Now, let us continue. Sources claim to know the person of Abba Kayere state, state that he is not fit to remain at the seat of chief of staff. You see, he is not fit to remain as chief of staff of Nigeria. But guess what? The Fulani, what I called institutionalized conquering of Nigeria. That was why they allowed him to continue to stay as chief of staff. Some people say he is 81 years. Some people say he is 67 years. Some people say he is 70 years. Who cares about how old he is? Now, it didn't end there. I am coming again to tell you another story. Buhari corrupt and the incorrigible acolytes. President Abba Kayere, written by Bamidele. When will Buhari touch his roguish anointed? This is Abba Kayere. When will Buhari touch his roguish anointed? When will this charade stop? Abba Kayere poses a direct challenge to Nigeria democracy because he embodies the empty promise of Buhari's anti-corruption fight for a man whose animating ideology is money by any means, and whose power relation can be charitably characterized as arrogant. Nigeria is indeed in trouble. You see, everywhere you see Abba Kayere, for those who have researched and know him, you cannot talk Abba Kayere without talking fraud. You cannot talk Abba Kayere without talking money. Do you still remember who went to Cambridge to bring Buhari certificate? Do you remember? Do you remember the person who traveled all the way to London only to get ordinary WAEC certificate for Buhari, for the man they call Buhari, Jubril? Buhari, who is the president, could not go to London to request for certificate for credential, Abba Kaere traveled from Nigeria with public fund. He went to London, to Cambridge, and people did not remember, people did not ask questions, oh, how did you know Cambridge? He studied there. And of course, because of now you are going through the profile, you see that he studied in Cambridge. So the corruption, he took the corruption from Nigeria to Cambridge, convinced and paid billions to get ordinary certificate. And he came back with the certificate. The WAEC people came to deny that they did not issue the certificate. He brought it from London. You see, you cannot talk Abba Kaere without talking fraud. That action, single action alone, is a fraud on its own, because Abba Kaere do not have that right to collect Buhari certificate on Buhari's behalf. And WAEC cannot issue certificate for someone. You cannot issue certificate when the person who owns the certificate is still alive, and the person can actually come to your WAEC office or to Cambridge or whatever to come and collect his result or his credentials. And they released, according to them, they released the certificate to him. And that is another fraud. Now, I want you to also listen to this. Evidence was reportedly presented to the President Buhari that Abba Kaere collected 500 million from the South African telecommunication company MTN to help reduce the fine imposed on them by the Nigeria Communication Authority. Again, Abba Kaere and fraud. And nobody arrested him. Nobody probed him, because he was the president, the de facto president in Nigeria. He is the boss. And today, the boss is gone. And nobody is in control. Nobody is in control. What you see, what is happening now, is crisis management. They are managing the crisis in Aso Rock, because nobody is there. Let us go. In 2016 alone, in 2016 alone, listen to what Abba Kaere did. Only in 2016. June 2016, June 16, Kaere and Maman Daura were accused of blocking an investigation being carried out by Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, into Sahara Energy, which was alleged to have received the sum of $400 million from former Petroleum Minister Desiani Alison Madeke as a conduit to funnel funds to third parties. Do you hear that? They blocked it because they have collected their share from that money. Abba Kaere has collected the share from that money, and he has assured that those people that nobody will investigate you again. Nobody will investigate you because he was the president. This is in June 16, 2016. Now, again, in June 22nd, 2016, Kaere, Abubakar Malami, and the Attorney General of the Federation, Nduka Obagbena, this day publisher, were alleged to be mastermind of the plot to oust Ibrahim Magu, the EFCC acting chairman, from office. The AGF subsequently delayed Magu's letter of nomination to the Senate for confirmation, aided by the Chief of Staff. Again, he threatened Magu. He threatened Magu that if you do not report directly to me and be under my control, I will sack you. And that was why they delayed his appointment letter. You read it here. They delayed his appointment letter, threatened Magu that you must be reporting to me and you will carry every instruction I gave you. And that was how EFCC boss Magu, like Nnamdi Kanu said, that he is the one holding Abba Kaere's looted fund. That cannot be ruled out because it happens here. He first of all threatened him by sacking. He said they can never confirm him as chief of EFCC, and they strike deal. And the deal is what Nnamdi Kanu explained. He is the one in charge and holding Abba Kaire looted fund. But I am going to show you the main people who are part of it. Now, let's do it. In August 16, 2016, Chief of Staff, in apparent abuse of his office, was alleged to have mounted pressure on the Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCON, to absolve Seawolf Limited of its debts. Seawolf owes First Bank of Nigeria a whooping 160 billion naira. 160 billion. He wants them to just write off the debt because he is in agreement with the people who is owing the debt. Do you see that? If you know how much this Abba Kaire have looted Nigeria, you will shed tears. And what he did was to request for all this list, and he started approaching them. He collects 50%, tell them to go with the 50%. Anybody who comes, he crush the person. Anybody who comes, he crush the person. That is why he even ordered the chief security officers to be reporting to him directly. He asked the ministers to be reporting to him. No minister goes to Buhari. I will show you. Now, in September 20, 2016, evidence was reportedly presented to the President Buhari that Abba Kaire collected 500 million naira from the South African Telecommunication Company. Evidence presented. This is not just hearsay. This is not just hearsay. With evidence, they presented to Buhari. MTN, to help reduce the fine, of course, he has collected the money. And what did Buhari do? Nothing. In all the drama that unfolded on Brekete, one thing stood out. Abba Kaire was quoted as saying, if Buhari cannot be caught, listen, if Buhari cannot be caught, neither can I. Did you hear that? Abba Kaire told Nigerians that if Buhari cannot be caught, because of course, he claimed to be very smart. So he is smarter and more intelligent than Buhari. And now he is indirectly telling you, me that have studied in Cambridge University, me that have been serving this and serving that, that if Buhari, who is nothing, if Buhari, who did not go to school, cannot be caught, neither I can be caught. That is what he told Nigerians. Nobody asked question. And nobody listened. Nobody reasoned and thinked about this. And today, we are bringing it to you to take your memory back. That what you need in Nigeria now is disintegration. First, revolution. Bringing down the government. Because as I'm talking to you now, there is no government, and that is the opportunity. Military are waiting to even take advantage of the vacancies. Military are waiting. They are waiting for any slightest thing to take over. And people don't know. Everybody is targeting, everybody is waiting with a very keen interest. And the military cannot be left out. Now, let us continue. With that quote, the immortal word of Karl Marx came to life again. History repeats itself twice. The first time as tragedy, the second time as farce. In October 21, 2016, following report that Abba Kaire received the MTN bribe, President Buhari ordered the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to investigate the allegation. The investigation went nowhere and died. Of course, it was Abba Kaire who promised the Inspector General of Police, if you continue the investigation, I will sack you. And what do you think? Fulani to Fulani. The investigation died. Nobody raised any word. Nobody raised an eyebrow about that investigation. That investigation and that fraud died, natural death. As I'm talking to you today, it is dead and buried. They burnt all the evidences. they burned all the files, and that is the end of it. Now, I want you to know something. You remember, Abba Kaere manipulated Osibanjo saga. Do you remember the story behind Osibanjo's and Ruga? Now, I want to read it to you. How Abba Kaere manipulated Buhari sack Osibanjo from Ruga project. You see, when the vice president Yemi Osibanjo wrote to Buhari seeking approval for funds to continue his role in resolving the deadly farmers herdsmen conflict earlier in that year, he did so with the little awareness that a middleman would intercept it and moderate it and untimely discard his role altogether. You see, Osibanjo, who is the vice president of Nigeria, he didn't know when he was writing Buhari, and you'll be asking yourself, why would a vice president that you are in Abuja together write Buhari when he cannot? Why can't he discuss with Buhari on the issue affecting the nation? Why will he go and write a president that you are the vice? Officially writing to president. Ordinarily, you should sit in office, discuss with your president as a vice. This is what I am bringing on table. This is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. But the president will tell you, okay, let us put it in writing and bring to me. Why would you now go and be writing? So everything is not all right in Nigeria. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That is why there is no president in Nigeria at the moment. Now, yet, that was exactly what transpired after Osibanjo pushed a memo to Mr. Buhari earlier that year. That was subsequently undermined by Abba Kaere, the president chief of staff. After successfully repushing Mr. Osibanjo's request to the president, to the Buhari, Mr. Kaere went on to instigate president to sack Osibanjo from his role as the head of committee that was raised to resolve the perennial violence between farmers and herdsmen. You see? Again, the document and the interview with people familiar with the tussle of the influence at the presidential villa has asserted this. Now, the exclusive document in our position provide, this is from Premium, of course, from the Time, provide a rare glimpse into the humiliation Mr. Osibanjo is facing at a time speculation arrived nationwide about how poorly the vice president was being treated by the president's senior aide and allies, Abba Kaere. Today, he is no more. Today, he is no more. A request was made. The document showed Osibanjo sought the president's approval for 3 proposals relating to the development of the National Livestock Transformation Plan. Mr. Osibanjo had earlier been mandated by the president to lead the initiative with other governors of the Nation Economic Council. Do you know why he is against Osibanjo? Because he never trusted Osibanjo. He knows that Osibanjo is a Yoruba man. He knows that Osibanjo is a Yoruba man, and he knows that Osibanjo knows what the intention of that project is, to take over the southern part of Nigeria through Ruga. And he knows that Osibanjo will leak this information to Yoruba people, to the southern part of Nigeria, and will educate them on what is on ground and tell them to go and resist it. And of course, he will be acting that he don't know anything. And that is why when Nigeria was resisting this Ruga, in any form, they came to Nigerians with this Ruga. The Nigeria have stood up and resisted. So he believed that Osibanjo's hand is in it. He believed that Osibanjo will go to the forest and try to cut the bamboo tree, and he will come outside to ask who is cutting the bamboo tree. because he don't trust Osibajo, and that is why he wants Osibajo out. Probably he wants somebody whom he can control and mandate the person that Ruga must be implemented in every part of Nigeria, especially in the southern part. And that is the what I called institutionalized conquering of Nigeria. Now, that is that. The NLTP was proposed when the Buhari administration came under pressure to find a lasting solution to the incessant herdsmen violence that killed nearly 4,000 people between 2016 to 2018. 4,000. When they say 4,000 has been killed, know that it is times 5 or times 10. The plan includes program of rehabilitation of displaced person and persons state ravaged by farmers, herders violence, and development of ranches for nomadic herders in any willing state of the federation. Yes, it was Abba Kaire's ideology to Fulanize Nigeria, and today he is no more. I wouldn't go into the detail reading all of them, but that is who Abba Kaire is, and I'm just reading it to you today. That is Abba Kaire. Now, watch this, or listen to as I read this. Abba Kaire is Buhari advisor on any and all matters. This is according to the person from the president's office. During the president's first term, those were the responsibility of the chief of staff, and they remain the same responsibility today. The President Muhammad Buhari regime say it is nothing new that the newly inaugurated ministers should see the chief of staff, Abba Kaire, if they want to schedule a meeting with their principal, pointing out that Abba Kaire advises Buhari on any and all matters. You see, he made sure he subject all the ministers to report to him for collecting his share of their looting. And today the minister should go and give glory to God that their slave master is no more. So, and they should pray that another monster, for the time being that Nigeria is not yet disintegrated, that another monster did not come up to take his place and start collecting the share on agreement. Because Abba Kaire did not just hold it to himself. He told the agreement to somebody in Aso Rock, probably Mamandaura, who will now continue where he stopped. So, but let me read it. This was contained in a statement by Garba Shehu, spokesperson to the president. The presidency was reacting to a directive by Muhammad Buhari for his ministers to seek meeting appointment with him, Abba Kaire, if they needed to see him. You see? And this is a very well planned how the ministers will be reporting to this Abba Kaire. And the idea behind this reporting is nothing else other than so that they will collect the money and anytime they come to give the money. You remember just a few days ago, they are telling you Abba Kaire has been flown to Lagos. He is responding to treatment. He is getting better, and very soon he will come back to his work and all what have you. The Lagos State Commissioner for Health joined the league of the lying machine, and he come listening to him. Now let me read what he said. COVID-19, Abba Kaire seems well and happy. Lagos State Commissioner. The Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Akim Yowale, have said that the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kaire, who last week tested positive for the coronavirus disease, is recuperating and seems well and happy. The Commissioner said this is on Tuesday while fielding questions from the journalist. Of course, they lied. Every time they lie, even when the man was declared dead in Cuba, they continue to lie to Nigerians that he is getting better and he is going to come back. When actually they finally sourced for the double, they could not find the double, and so they know Nigeria will bust them this time around. They decided that he come out and they announce it. Now, This is it again. Buhari aide says Abba Kaere is responding well to coronavirus treatment. And this was another lie. Some Nigerians have questioned the mystery surrounding Abba Kaere, just like we are questioning Osibanjo's whereabouts. We have been asking, where is the vice president? Nobody is answering us. We are asking, where is the vice president? Nobody is answering us. We are asking the question now. Nobody is listening. Nobody is answering us. Osinbajo, we know, can never stay out of media. Now, nobody is answering us this question. Where is the vice president? Again, some Nigerians have questioned the mystery surrounding Abba Kaere treatment, but Buhari aide says he's fine. Did you see that? Chief of Staff to the President Muhammad Buhari, Abba Kaere retired and all that. Bashir Ahmed, the President Muhammad Buhari's aide, media aide, President Bashir Mohammed, President Muhammad Buhari media aide, has called for an end to the clamor of whereabouts of President Chief of Staff, Abba Kaere. Kaere tested positive for coronavirus 2 weeks ago, and his condition has been the subject of speculation since then. Earlier this week, the presidency has to rubbish a fake statement attributed to the government that Buhari had sacked Abba Kaere. And at the end of the day, all these things we are saying, all this accusation and countering accusation start to make sense, because there is no smoke without fire. Now, the presidency denial of rumors dismissed has not done much to put paid to other rumors that Kaere case has worsened, with some going as far as suggesting that he might be dead. And of course, they continue to deny. Ahmed took to his Twitter account on Friday, April 3rd, 2020, to rebuke people who have been demanding to know Kaere's current location. He said, Kaere is in good condition somewhere in Lagos. Did you see the lies they are telling to Nigeria? And this is the Twitter. That is how they lie every time they come, and they will continue to lie. Now, I want to tell you the people whom Nigerians must hold responsible to provide all the loot from Abba Kaere, from the deceased Abba Kaere. I want to show you the people that Nigeria must hold responsible. Now watch this. What you are looking at now is a police wire message. A police wire message. Of course, this is a very highly classified document. It's a police wire message extending. The message said, I will not read it completely because, of course, it's a wire message from the security agent in Nigeria, from the police. Niger Poll, as you can see, Abuja, dated. The date is the number of this file is this. Of course, I'm not going into detail on that. Extension of service, and the number of Kompol Abdul Karim Dauda, CP, the President ex Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and Chairman Police Council X, has graciously approved the extension of service of the CP Abdul Karim Dauda to 13th May 2023, when he would have attained 60 years of age. Compol Info Tech only. Amend your record. Please sign Niger Poll Foursquare Abuja immediately. You see, this was a classified document by the Nigeria police wire message extending this Abdul Karim, who is the CP and the personal aide, or whatever he's called, to the person parading himself as Buhari. And he is there to make sure he supervised the looting of Abba Kaire. They are in partnership in crime. Supervised the looting of Abba Kaire until, you see the date, until 2023, when their tenure will end. That is, if Nigeria continues to be a country. You see, it didn't end here. Now, the personal chief security officer to Buhari, by name Abdul Karim Dauda, was supposed to retire this year, which was then, but his service has been illegally extended till 2023. As this secret memo shows, the memo suggests that he was supposed to have retired by reason of having worked for up to 35 years in the Nigeria police, even if he is not yet 60 years old. But the rule are being circumvented. Which rule are you circumventing when Nigeria has no constitution? When the constitution of Nigeria is fraud? Like you hear the senator saying it, and that is why they can extend it and nobody will be queried, and the Senate will not impeach him for breaching the constitution. And here is the man. These are people who Nigeria should be looking into to make sure that they bring out all the looting they are supervising under the Abba Kaire watch. You can see Abba Kaire is the one designing him, giving him a promotion. I don't know who this woman is. Look at them. Chief of staff is the one promoting police officer in Nigeria. Look, they are giving him a tag. And the man who is supposed to be Buhari is there standing behind. And no other policeman anywhere. No inspector general of police. Nobody there. And him, this Abba Kaire, the frontland Abba Kaire, the scam Abba Kaire is the one giving him the rank, promoting him and extending his service until 2023 because he will be the one to supervise the looting. You see, that is Abba Kaire for you. Another person on the list which Nigeria must ask question that they should all bring all the loot, all the billions that this Abba Kaire have looted, is this young man. This is a man called Sabiu Tunde Yusuf. He is Buhari private secretary. Don't be deceived about the Tunde. Tunde, he's not a Yoruba person. He's not a Yoruba man. Don't be deceived. With the Tunde there. In his name, it is just a nickname probably inspired by Tunde Idiagbon, Buhari deputy, when he was a military dictator. Sabiu is the son of Maman Daura's full biological sister, by the name of Hajia Halima, more popularly known as Hajia Madam in Daura, who died in that year. As you should know by now, Maman Daura's sister is Buhari niece, since their father, Dauda Daura, is Buhari much older half-brother. Sabiu, who is in his 30s, is one of the most powerful people in Nigeria today. He determines who sees and who doesn't see Buhari. Only Mama Daura and Abba Kaire can overrule him. By several accounts, he is now a multi-billionaire. Although he had no formal work experience before Buhari became the president, he used to sell phone recharge card in Daura until 2015. Nigerians, this is the person, one of the person you have to hold responsible to make sure that all the billions that this Abba Kaire have looted, collected from ministers, collected from MTN, collected from other multinational companies, collected, make all the deal he has done. This is the person from the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation and from all the oil. This is one of the guy you have to hold responsible. He must be investigated and let you all of Nigeria, you look at him again. Look at him again. He has become billionaire and he is the number 3rd. He is number 3 in command. After Abba Kaore, Mamman Daura, he is the next in command before anybody sees Buhari. Now, the 3rd person in the list is Dauda Zeze Habo. He is a senior special assistant to Abba Kaore. The fraudulent Abba Kaore, Buhari chief of staff, who is actually de facto acting president, or who was, because he was the acting de facto president before he died. His father, Habu Kurma, is Mamman Daura younger brother. That means his father is Buhari's nephew. This person called Dauda Zeze Habu is number 3 in the people that are in control of Nigeria resources, the one that Abba Kaore have looted. Number 4, the formerly unemployed husband of Fatima, Mamman Daura's favorite daughter, is also Abba Kaore's PA. Do you see how Nigeria have turned to family business? Do you see how Nigeria has turned to family business? Do you see that? Are you seeing the family business? Nigeria has turned to family business. He is also Abba Kaore's PA. Fatima, too, is now a director in the newly created Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, and Social Development, and actually runs the ministry. Are you now understanding where the woman who is parading herself as the Minister of Humanitarian or whatever, do you understand the connection now? Do you see what is going on now? Nigeria is being run by this family. Then another person is Musa Haro. He is, in fact, this is the 5th person, not the 4th person. He is PA, Domestic Affairs to Buhari. His mother, Haji Akwala, is Buhari's biological sister. Haji Akwala is a twin. Her twin sister is called Hajia Amadodu. Musa appointed his brother Hamisu Haro as his PA. That's a PA to the PA. Do you understand? PA to the PA. Anything to keep it in the blood. That is who Abba Kaore is. Very fraudulent man. Now, this one is called Musa Daura, known more popularly as Musa Terror. Do you see the name Musa Terror? In Daura, because of his notoriety, because of the notoriety of murderous violence, is PA to Buhari, ADC, by name of Lieutenant Colonel M. Lawal Abubakar. Buhari and Musa Terror, grandmother, Hajia Amadodo, are full siblings. Lieutenant Colonel Lawal is also married to Musa Terror's full sister. It is noteworthy that Musa Terror's father is the Magajin Garen Daura, who was kidnapped recently. You know about that kidnapped long time ago, some time ago. That is the person. Now, you all must have seen this one. The House of Representative member representing the Daura Federal Constituency by the name of Fatuhu Mohammed. He is the son of Buhari's late older brother, same father, same mother, by the name of Mohamedu Mamman Dambafala. People in Daura told the person who compiled this report, who graduated from Abu with the 3rd class degree, in political science in 2009, improperly rode on the coattail of his uncle to his position. He said he became the APC candidate for House of Representatives without undergoing a proper primary election. Family business. When we are talking, you are talking one Nigeria. Family business. When Okorocha in Imo State was selling and marketing his family business in Imo State, Nigerians, including people who are supporting the president now, without knowing that what you have in your presidency is a family business, you are condemning Okorocha. You are condemning Okorocha. Nna na nwa. Nna na nne. Okorocha was, and you people were condemning him. Those of you condemning Okorocha actually are supporting this presidency. Ndewa Nigeria. You see how hypocrite you are? You are supporting a family business in presidency in Aso Rock. But when Okorocha was doing family business in Imo State, you condemn him. You condemn him, but now you are supporting APC president because he belongs to your same political party. Are you not hypocrites? Those of you today running around Hope Uzodinma, running around this Hope Uzodinma in Imo State, you condemn Okorocha. You condemned Okorocha when he was trying to turn Imo State into a family business. And today, you are supporting Hope Uzodinma. You are supporting Hope Uzodinma. And you are supporting this family business in Aso Rock. Are you not hypocrites? And you know what? When you cannot, if you don't beg for forgiveness for the blood of Biafrans this family business has killed, they will continue to torment you. You see how hypocritical you are? You are supporting Hope Uzodinma. You are supporting, and of course, immediately if you are supporting Hope Uzodinma, you must support the Aso Rock. And when Okorocha was doing it, you condemn him. You said, bring him, let us kill him alive. Bring him, let us crucify him. Let us bury him alive. And today, you see your presidency is family business. Presidency is family business. Now, it didn't end here. It didn't end here. Rabiu Mohammed Daura, she has been nominated as a commissioner that was then in Katsina State. She is the only woman in the state's 17-member cabinet. She is the daughter of Mama Dambafele, Buhari's late older brother, and full sister of Fatuhu Mohammed. Family business. Another one is Nuhu Dauda. He is an assistant to the Minister of State for Petroleum, Timi Pre Silva, and the family's eyes in the ministry. You see, they installed this one in the petroleum ministry. He is the Abdul Karim Dauda's full brother. That one in the picture, the picture I just showed you, that means he is Buhari's nephew since his father is Buhari half-brother. Do you see how Fulani are running your government? Another bonus that comes to it is Ahmed Rufa Zakari. He is special advisor to the president on infrastructure. He isn't Buhari biological relative, but he is his relative by marriage and informal adoption. Ahmed's mother is Mrs. Amina Zakari, the controversial INEC commissioner who, along with compromised INEC chairman Muhammad Yakubu, helped Buhari to rig election in 2019 election. Buhari's older sister was married to Amina Zakari, Zakari's father. The late Alhaji Hassani Adamu, apart from being Buhari's in-law, the late Hassani Adamu also raised Buhari for some time after Buhari's father died. So he was, in a sense, Buhari's adoptive father. They are all running your Aso Rock. They are the one running your Aso Rock. Have you seen who Abba Kaere is? Have you seen it? Have you seen who Abba Kaere is? Do you see why Nigeria can never walk again? Do you see if Imo State did not work under Okorocha and you condemn it, that Okorocha was running family business? Do you see why Nigeria cannot work again? And another lie is this. When they came and told Nigerians, families can't claim the corpses for burial if your relative died of coronavirus. You can't claim the corpses. I want to ask Nigerians, what happens to Abba Kaere's burial? Didn't the family bury him? He was not even buried in his hometown. That is the shameful death. He was buried in Abuja. His head ended up in Abuja, in no man's land. He was not buried in Abuja. Buhari was buried in Saudi Arabia. Him was buried. Of course, they don't have they are not Nigerians. They are not Nigerians. It doesn't matter where you bury them. That is, they don't care. How can you be protesting where to bury the person that doesn't have nationality? They just come to Nigeria to stay. They are not Nigerians. Originally, they are never Nigerians. That is why they can choose to be buried anywhere, including in the sky, if it is possible. But look at this, your Minister of Information. They didn't know that this our Kaere own was happening so soon. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has said families of coronavirus victims would not be allowed to claim their remains for burial. Did you see that? In a forum on Thursday in Abuja, the minister said such corpses are properties of the federal government. He said, coronavirus is very dangerous and contagious. There is no medicine for it yet, and it is just capable of killing overwhelming healthcare system, but it will destroy the country. You see, the person who tell you that there is no medicine for it yet, they are the one reporting they have treated 10 people, they have treated 5 people, they have treated 6 persons, they are discharging, they have recovered, and they are. Do you see the people that are ruling Nigeria? Do you see criminals you have? They will talk something today and talk something tomorrow. He said here, there is no medicine for coronavirus. And they are the one telling you they have. Let me show you. Because it is not just about talking. I will show you the evidence. One moment. One moment. One moment. Listen to this. Coronavirus. Nigeria, 343 confirmed cases, 91 discharged, and 10 deaths from coronavirus reported in Nigeria. Do you see that? You see? Lagos, 189. Oshun, and what have you. They are discharging and treating, according to them, releasing people when they are telling you here now that there is no medication for it. How confused. Here, they tell you there is no medication. You see, he said coronavirus is very dangerous and contagious. There is no medication for it yet. So what are you using to treat the people you claim you are treating? What are you using to treat them? The question every Nigerian must be asking them. What are you using to treat the people you are treating? What is it that you are using to treat the people that you are treating? And from here, I'll bring my broadcast to end. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this broadcast. And make sure you stay safe. 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 Revolution is coming. Revolution is coming to Nigeria. Biafra freedom. Biafra freedom. Biafra freedom. And Biafra freedom. Biafra freedom and Biafra freedom. Any place you go, preach Biafra, the country that we dream for. Our dream country is Biafra, and it can never be well with Nigeria. You have heard from a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it can never be well with Nigeria. That I can assure you. Thank you, and remain blessed. Good night, all of you. I love you all. See you tomorrow. I am coming again live. This project of restoration of Biafra is no going back. The enemy, they are not sleeping, and we will not be sleeping. See you tomorrow. I am coming with a different package tomorrow. It is all about creating awareness for Biafra freedom. Thank you. Good night.